Hello everyone, my name is Ark and welcome back to another SH Figuarts review. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the long-awaited Son Goku Mini from Dragon Ball DAIMA, the new and final series that Akira Toriyama worked with alongside Toei and everyone else. And honestly, I'm super excited to get this guy out because he is pretty much brand new, a whole new sculpt from the looks of it as well, and I've heard nothing but praise about this guy. Finally got this guy through Ami, which came out last month, but I had to wait a little bit based on my monthly purchase for Ami. But without further ado, let's take this guy out and see how he looks. Alright, so here we have Goku Mini, and my god, would you look at how much space he does not take in my actual recording setup. But this guy stands at a whopping 3.5 inches all the way to the top of his hair. Without it, it goes all the way to 3 inches, which is actually probably the smallest Dragon Ball SH Figuarts as of the current moment. Here I have the GT Kid Goku, or the GT Goku, that released last year, I think. I don't remember anymore. But this guy is, you can definitely clearly see that he is slightly taller than Mini Goku. So just to keep the comparisons going, Pan is taller than both of them as well. So Superhero Pan is right here. Now, when we get the regular GT Pan, we can also give that comparison there, but we already know she's going to be taller than both of the ones that I just showed. So this little guy, let me zoom in real quick so we can get a closer look at him. He is pretty much a very simplistic figure. It's like the most size accurate Kid Goku that we've gotten besides GT Kid Goku as well, and I have him straight out of the packaging with his Nioi Boy or Power Pole, depending on what translation you've gotten watching the series and everything. But so far, this guy looks absolutely amazing. I really like how he looks. It looks wonderful, or he looks wonderful. He's so tiny, and I'm so surprised that even by just having such a tiny figure, they were able to get so much articulation into this figure itself. I really do like the new gi that he has throughout the new series. I think it's a really nice change of pace from the usual just sash with the pants and the shirt. I really like sort of like the oversized skirt that he has. I don't know how to call it, but like everything else is really nice. The sash holding in and all that kind of stuff, very good. I love the design for this Kid Goku. But in terms of the articulation, this is like the first time I'm actually working with him, so you'll see my first time experiences. For the head, let's figure out what he has for the head first of all. So let's take off this little thing for him, and if I can get his head popped out. Can I pop it out? Let's see. Oh, that is probably not a good sound, but yeah. So he does have a double ball peg, which is really good. That's how all figures should be done. So yeah, very nicely done. Again, a lot of intricate detail going into these figures. Really like the soft look of the hair as well. I think it really does fit the aesthetic choice of the character. But for the figure itself, you can look down about that far with the neck being used as well. Very nicely done. And you can look up about that far too. Very nice. Actually really good articulation. And of course, rocket side to side however you want, and look left and right. So let me actually get a little bit further away so we can get a better look at everything else that he carries. So I'm going to take off his power pole for a second. So for the arms, he can get a sort of really good T-pose angle, as we already saw with the power pole being held. he does have a sort of butterfly joint that allows him to cross his arms from the looks of it, which is absolutely amazing. Very nicely done. And you can hold the power pole with both hands if you wanted to. So for the actual shoulders themselves, it does seem that you can rotate them 360 degrees. We do have a slight bicep swivel, which is insane to actually think about. A single jointed elbow, but it works for the size of this figure. And of course, a hinge hand. Now, I'm very afraid of these hands. Hopefully they detach pretty easily, but just be careful with the pegs as always. For the torso itself, it's a very tiny one. You can't really move it. That is pretty much the only downside of this figure. So he goes forward about that much and backwards about this much. So backwards he goes back pretty well. For the size of the figure, you'll get a slight gap right here on the undershirt, which is fine, or the actual shirt itself. The belt is soft plastic, which is really good. For the legs, he can get pretty decent splits for the articulation that he has. Very nicely done. And kicking forward about that far, which is actually really good with the soft plastic clothing, and kicking backwards about this far too, which is again wonderful. Weirdly jointed knee with kind of like just this section right here. I like it. It's very reminiscent of the Demon Slayer design. So hopefully in the future we get more like this, where it's more flush rather than just segments, which is really good. No thigh swivel, which it's all right, fine. If it's something that needs to be kind of like taken out, fine by me. For the feet, you can pivot forward that far, backwards this far, and of course we have the toe joint, which is actually pretty decent looking. It actually doesn't look that bad from certain angles, which I'm surprised. This Kid Goku does seem to have a good range of articulation, and I'm surprised. I really like it. So let me get this power pole back onto him. This guy does come with a bit of accessories, so let's take a look at those before I give you my final thoughts on this figure. Alright, so for a $35 figure retail price, this guy really does have a decent amount of accessories. So, first of all, he comes with 3 different facial expressions. One where he's sort of angry looking, which is really nice. Another one where he's probably shooting the Kamehameha. And another one where he is grunting and looking to the side. Love it when they give us this dynamic of, or like this variety of the eyes moving in different directions. Very much love that within my figures. Now, we do have the extra additional hands with the extra fist, very tiny. And of course, the second hand holding the power pole, which is really good. Very well sculpted for such a tiny figure. A set of fighting stance hands, which is really nice, or fighting pose hands, or ready to fight hands, and a set of Kamehameha hands. Very, very nice. Now, he does come with his little power pole sash or holder, and you can remove the actual power pole from here, so when you're doing those action poses, you can have this on the side if you want. But for now, I'm just going to have it here, sort of showcasing it a little bit. Does it have to, oh, it does have, okay. I did not know this. So it does have to go in a specific direction. So there's a specific slot for it, just to let you know. You do have to insert it in a specific way for it to go completely in. I like that. I like when they do that, but I don't think it was necessary for that, but it's fine. I have no issue with it. For this, he does have a flowy sort of fighting skirt in the wind. Very nice. Will allow for a lot more mobility with the legs. Very nicely done. Again, these are very reminiscent of the Kid Goku, for the GT Kid Goku accessories. And of course, the last one with the flowy hair sculpt, which again, reminiscent of the GT Kid Goku, which it's no issue whatsoever. That GT Kid Goku is magnificent for what he is. So this leads me to my final thoughts. I do think they nailed this Son Goku mini. I could not have asked for anything better, and I'm very excited for the rest of the mini characters and also the rest of the Daima characters. We are already having a Daima Goku and Daima Vegeta coming out from the first episode, so that's very nice to know, because the Daima collection is growing much faster than a previously sort of like released Dragon Ball project, which was Dragon Ball Super Superhero. If you guys know like the whole story about it, they kind of fumbled the release dates of the actual figures themselves to like a year afterwards, and then Daima is getting them like right on the same release schedule as the actual anime that's ongoing, which is amazing. Very good for Tamashii to actually do this. So realistically, I'm going to give this guy a 10 out of 10. Very much recommended to those that are a fan of Dragon Ball Daima. I definitely am. I've been enjoying the series so far. Is it slow? Yes, but I have no issue with it. I've seen Jujutsu Kaisen. That shit was slow in the beginning, but then it just picked up, and that's what I'm thinking that Daima is going to be, because the current fights that they have done, which is episode 4 and 5, absolutely beautiful. I love them. So yeah, I would love to know your guys' thoughts on this figure specifically. Let me know. Are you gonna get this guy? Have you watched Daima? Are you enjoying Daima? And if you are you gonna get this guy? If you don't have him, let me know, because I for sure am gonna be getting the rest of the cast with Piccolo and Vegeta. But besides that, I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.